Right, we are live in three different platforms. Hi, guys from YouTube. Hello, guys from TikTok. And hi, guys from Facebook. As usual, I'm always live in three different platforms, just to, uh, you know, give people information across the board, basically. Thank you so much for the gifts. I don't know when last I got the gifts from 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 TikTok. All right. Anyway, so today I'm not gonna waste your time. I want to talk about the most important thing that you need to do financially. As I said earlier on, I made a video talking about what are the things that you need to put in place financially for you to be successful in 2024. So I made a lot of points, and that people then they said I must explain some of the things there. And so where do I start? First, let me list everything that I said you guys must put in place, and then I will explain each of those things. So number one, I may not put them in that order, but I'm gonna say all of them. So number one, it's stock market. I said please invest in the stock market. That's one of the points that I mentioned. Number two, I mentioned that please sort out your finances in terms of spend less than you earn. Spend less than you earn. That was the second point that I mentioned. The third point that I mentioned, I spoke about a retirement plan, retirement account. Is it number 4 or 5 now? I always lose count. Let's just say number four, I spoke about having assets, having tangible assets. I even made an example of maybe owning a property that you are renting out, or you buy a piece of asset that you rent out or that you sell, or you just create a book. You have a book, you sell a book. That is an asset. That's a product. It may not necessarily be a book, but any type of asset that you can have. So I think that was one of them. What's the other point I spoke about? I spoke about having a will. I said it is very, very important for you to have a will. I cannot overemphasize the importance of a will or a trust. And as I'm talking about all these points, I'm going to tell you why will is very, very important. But I believe those are the things that I spoke about. I think I spoke about having a budget, live beyond below your means. Uh, what else? I pretty much spoke about all of that. So let's dive down and then let's look at each and everything that I spoke about. What did I mean? Let's start with the stock market because I think that's a big elephant in the room. People are asking me how to buy shares. What is shares? How do you make money with shares and all of that? So I'm gonna first say I've written a book. The book is about shares. The name of the book, wait, it's just here in front of me. The name of the book is Secret for Success in the Stock Market. Secret for Success in the Stock Market. So it's the book that I've written that assists you or that guides you to understand the stock market. So you can get that book, but don't worry, I will summarize a bit of what you need to know about the stock market. But I just thought the book will help you because it's something that you will always refer to. You can get a hard copy, you can get a soft copy, but a soft copy, you can get it now. A hard copy, you'll have to wait for next year. So, um, yeah, anyway, let's talk about it. What is the stock market? The stock market is a platform or an avenue where you sell shares, where you buy or sell shares online. So you go on a platform, whatever broker that you are using, and then you buy publicly listed companies. All these big companies that you use on a daily basis, you give them your money, but you don't make money off of them. So we are talking about big companies like your ShopRite, your Takealot, your, you know, all these big stores, guys. Do I really have to mention all of them? Like all the big stores that you know, they are publicly listed. The banks that you bank with, your Standard Bank, your ABSA, your FNB, your NetBank, whomever, they are there. You can buy their shares and become a shareholder in their company. So that's basically what is stock market about. Stock market is about buying shares and owning a piece of a company or a piece of share in the company. It is one of the most important thing. I cannot overemphasize the importance of buying shares. Now, let me give you the reason why you must buy shares. I will give you a couple of reasons. There are so many. Number one, if you buy shares, listen to this one. There is something called inflation or interest rates. They keep rising, they keep going up every year, right? So what does this mean? It means if we're buying bread or 10 rand, and now we are buying bread or 15 rand. I'm making an example. It means the money value has gone down. It means 1 rand doesn't mean it doesn't carry the same weight it used to carry back then. Guys, 1 rand used to be 1 rand. Like it used to be 1 rand. I remember with 1 rand, you used to buy your kutuza, obofohlo. I mean, you would buy so many things with that money. Kukhona iy'qeda zo 20 cent, you name it. You would buy so many things. Right now, I cannot even think about 2 or 3 items, maybe at least 5 items, that you can buy with 1 rand. So 1 rand is actually nothing. So what am I saying to you? The value of money has gone down. Let's talk about 100 rand. 100 rand used to be a lot of money. You would go to a store and you would buy a lot of things with 100 rand. You'd buy a bright pekanyana, you'll buy maybe some vegetables and whatnot. Guess what? Now you cannot do that. What does this mean? It means the value decreases. The only way you and I can make money or benefit from this is through stock market. That's the simplest way I can explain the stock market thing. In the stock market, the only thing that it tries to do, it tries to beat inflation. It tries to make your money to grow in a compounding way. So, I think I've even, came up with my own word. I said compoundingly. It grows compoundingly. I've never seen that word in the dictionary anyway. So if you are investing, that's what you are trying to do. You are trying to make sure that your 1 rand does not lose value, even if it does, but you have more money, that covers the value of that currency that goes down. So your money grows, in the stock market. That's the gist of it. So when you're investing in the stock market, you are essentially trying to make sure that you make more money than losing money. Now, what is the difference between putting money in the bank and putting money in the stock market? Because that's a very important question. Someone might say, I'm seized less than 10 ngazo, some of them they are scammers, some of these things, they don't have money and this and that. Now, the difference is the bank is safer. Listen to this very carefully because I think this is the key point. The bank is safer in keeping your own money, but it's not the best in terms of growing your money. On the other side, investments are good for growing your money, but they have a bit of saphela ngesingisi, uh, volatility. It has a bit of volatility. So This side, there's a bit of volatility, but the key is there is money to be made. This side, you'll get your 1 rand there. You'll get your 1 rand maybe with a cent or with 10 cent inyana. But ngala, if you put that 1 rand, chances are, a year down the line, it would be 5 rand. Ngala, your 1 rand in a year, maybe it would be, 10 rand, 1 rand, 10 cent. So that is the difference. Here it grows compoundingly. This side it grows in a simple interest. That's the reason why we are investing. We are investing because that's what we get from investing. And in case you think investing is not for you, investing is for everyone, and you don't even have to have a lot of money for you to start investing. Investing is just making sure that your money grows in a way that you can benefit from. So if you put money in the bank, think twice. You don't have to put money in the bank. Put your money in the stock market. Of course, the money that must sit in the bank is the money that you are going to use in a short period of time. For instance, if it's money that you're going to use maybe in months, in just few months, maybe in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, maybe even 6 months. But if you are talking about long-term goals, and that's another thing that I need to mention about shares. Shares are not for short term. They are not quick rich schemes. They are for a long term. If you want to invest in shares for a long term, that this is the thing for you. But if you want money quick, I don't know, go elsewhere, and I don't know where you can make money quick. So what am I saying to you then? I'm saying that is what shares are for, and that's why people are investing in shares. That's why I invest in shares. So you know what? I'm a living proof that there's so much money that is made in the stock market. I am a living proof. I am telling you this. I am a living proof. Um, all right. I think that's it about stock market. But yeah, guys, stock market is buying shares and then growing your money. There are risks involved. Your money can go down and you can lose your money. I have to say these things because I can't be glamorizing or glamorizing a stock market as if it's all good and Christmas, but there are no downside. The downside is these are companies and it's volatile. So the markets go up and down. It goes up and down. But the research tells us that there are two things that you must do and you won't lose your money. Number one, invest for long term. Number two, diversify. If you do these two things, chances are you'll be good to go. Because when the prices go up and down like this, the only thing that will rescue you is to wait longer. Because if the company that you bought is a quality company, it's a quality stock, it will eventually grow. It will eventually grow and make your money over time. I'm going to make an example. There's a company, I mean, let's talk about Facebook, uh, which is now called Meta. When I bought Meta, it was during the time where they were rebranding, they were moving from Facebook to Meta, and their share price went down like it was dipping so bad, and people were de-investing, people were taking their money. Guess what? That's when I jumped in. That's when I bought the share price. Guess what? Today I have made so much money with that share because when people were panicking, when the share price was going down, that's when I was capitalizing. That's when I bought it because it was cheaper then. And then I've been with it for so long. Right now, I think I'm on 100 and something percent profit, 100 and something percent profit. So if you think about it, I have the money that I've put in times 100% profit. So what is 100%? We times akangakanani imali oyifakile. So you can think about that. So it's a lot. So that's the risk that I was willing to take, and I took it, and it worked on my favor. So look, I can talk about stock and shares forever, but the gist of this conversation is I think every person, everyone in this life on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube should be in the stock market. And I'm begging you, Number two, I spoke about uh, spend less than you earn. I talk about this a lot, but I don't seem to get, the right. I don't feel like I'm convincing people enough. The other day I was on Ukoze FM and I spoke about uh, people who are saying they can't afford, their life. Even the money that they are getting is not enough. So how are they going to save? How are they going to invest? So that was the question that was asked by Locus, Uboniso. And then my answer was this thing of saying you cannot live, I mean, you can't afford your life. It is true. And I cannot deny the fact that there is no money, guys. Like, it's bad. It's really, really bad. But what I said is if you teach yourself to be disciplined with just a little amount that you have, like with that small amount that you have, it's easier then for you to live with the bigger amount. I'm going to make an example of this. If you used to get maybe 10,000 salary and you lived off of that 50,000 salary and you were fine. I mean, 10,000 salary, I beg your pardon. If you used to live off of a 10,000 salary and then, life was going fine and everything, and then they give you a raise. Now you are no longer getting paid 10,000, you are getting paid maybe 15,000. Guess what? Your expenses are also going to go up. Why is that? It's because the more we get money, the more we become comfortable, the more we want to advance, the more we want a better life. But how about trying to save money for now? Try to save money, live as if you are getting paid 5,000. Even though you are getting paid 10,000. I know things are expensive, but that's where the downgrading comes in. That's where spending less than you earn comes in. That's where, trying to find other means of making money comes in. Because already you have established that the money that you are getting is not enough. I think that's a fact. You know that XMCZ, I pay for kids, I pay for, transport, food, maybe rent and whatever else. You know that it's not enough. But how can you try and make sure that there is money? Number one, reduce on buying unnecessary things. What are unnecessary things? There are so many things that we buy that we can't live without. If you just buy the very basic things for fewer nyana months, for fewer nyana years while we are building. Because what we are trying to do is to build. Once we have built something, then you can eat your fruits. What I'm against is to try and live an expensive lifestyle where you are still struggling, where you can't even afford those things. You can't be buying your grocery in an expensive shop, but you are saying you can, you don't have money. You eat out all the time, but you say you can't afford things or life is expensive. You drink every month, you drink every week, or you drink every day, but you say you are struggling, you don't have money. Those are things that you can, sacrifice in the meantime. And then once you have money, once you are sorted, say go and drink every day. Go and do whatever you want to do. When you get to that point, don't try to live a bigger life in a small budget. And this is something that I see every day. These people that are posting on Instagram pretending to be living life, they really struggle in their real lives. They can't be, they can't even sustain their lives, like their basic needs, but they want to be portrayed as people who have money. Now, maybe I don't have a problem with, satisfying yourself, but I have a problem with saying you have a problem of money or you don't have money, but you are still doing those things. So, what am I trying to say in this second point? I am saying to you guys, try to spend money and save something. There is this rule that I live by. Leave aside at least 10% of your salary or of your income. Leave 10%, put it aside, put it on investment, put it on savings. It's very, very important to have that. Now I remember the other point that I mentioned in that video. I spoke about emergency fund. Yeah, now that I speak about this 10%, I then I get reminded of the 10, emergency fund. So while at it, emergency fund is the money that you keep aside that will sustain you should you lose this job. Let me ask you guys here this question. I can see all of you guys are live here. How many of you right now uh, you can survive if the income you get right now, if the income you have gets cut off, or maybe you get laid off at work, maybe something happens and then, you no longer have that salary. Can you live for at least 3 months with the savings that you have? I'm going to answer that question for you. A lot of people, not only South Africa, in the world, people right now, if they can get laid off work, they can't even sustain the next month because they live from hand to mouth. They get the money, they use it all same time. And you know what? I'm tired of understanding the circumstances because I'm not just ridiculing people. I am telling you the solution of how to actually navigate this expensive life. I am telling you exactly how to navigate it, even though you are saying life is expensive. And says I don't get money, it's peanuts. You would find that same person who's complaining about money, they are not doing anything to get the second stream of income. They come back from work, they sit on social media the whole day or the whole afternoon, or they come back and they watch TV until they go to sleep. Those are people who are complaining that they don't have money, but when they come back from work, they don't try to hustle. They don't try to read. They don't try to upskill themselves. But those are the same people that are talking about money. The same people who are complaining about money every day when they come back, they come with ice cream, they come with takeaways. So I'm done with excuses because people who are gonna tell me about not affording, but I know that there are loopholes in between, and all of us we have these loopholes, and it's within us to sit down and do an introspection and be like, "Hey, say yes, and says I actually fuck up. There is man that I can put aside and be comfortable and be good." So what am I saying to you? I'm saying, although you are saying you are not getting a lot of money, you are getting enough money, you can sacrifice or you can do something, and there are two things that you can do. One, lower your standard. Just try to downgrade for a while you are putting some money aside. That is number one solution. The solution number two is to try and get something that you can do that can bring you money. Anything. You can just bake and then sell it on the street. You can just go buy a chips and then dice even emsebenzini wakho on the street, or give your kids to sell it at school. Whatever. There is social media now. You can sell on Facebook. You can sell anything. Even in your house, there are things that you don't use. There are things that you haven't worn forever. There are things that you can sell in your house that you don't need. You know, you can sell those things and take that money and save it. So there's so many ideas that I can think of that can rescue you from your situation. But the problem is I'm talking to people that don't feel like, really doing things that I talk about. Anyway, I'm not even shouting at you guys. Don't worry. Um, so please have an emergency fund. I think that's point number three. Have an emergency account. Your emergency account must sustain you for at least 3 to 6 months while you are looking for another job, while you are trying something else. And there is something that I want to tell you. Some people come to me and ask me this question: Msizi, can we leave our jobs and start a business? No, don't do that. Don't leave your job and start a business. Save money while you are in your job and start the business while you are in your job. And if you see that you are getting something, now the only thing that you need is time. but you see that there is a perspective, there is a possibility that, this business will do even better should you give it your 100% time. But you have saved enough money, because the most important thing, guys, business is a very, very difficult thing to start. I'm in business, I'm not working. Starting a business is very, very difficult. You can go for months without making good money, without, breaking even. So, what I'm saying is, if you want to start a business, you must have saved. You have to save before starting a business. I know there are people here who are gonna say, hey, you can't be saying that. What if now I'm tired of my job, this and that? All I'm saying is persevere in that job. As long as it still pays you something, and save money and start a business. Don't leave a job to start a business, because a business is seasonal. If you are starting, especially now, let me tell you the what is it? The 21 effect, replica effect, or something like that. Anyway, when you start a business, it normally does very well. Every time when you start a business, it normally does very, very good. You will get customers, you will get, people who are buying. You look at it, you look at it, and you'll be like, shit, my business is solid, my business is big, I'm gonna make a lot of money. But guess what? Those people who are supporting you right now, it's probably people who know you, it's probably people who are just not far from your cycle. They're just here. Once all those people have your product and services and then they are sorted, now you need to tap into the next market. People that don't know you, you need to convince them that they must buy this product, not because they know you, but because this product works. These services, will help them. It's so difficult to convince someone who doesn't know you. I'm telling you, it is so difficult because, number one, they are skeptical. They don't know who the hell are you. So I'm saying to you, number one, don't leave a business. Don't leave your job to start a business without saving. Have money that is saved for 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. This money is for what? It's for helping you with your rent if you are renting, a bond if you have a bond, for transport, for basic needs, basically your food, your cosmetics. If you have kids, your kids, everything, you must have money that sustains you for that long. So can you see, Wuti, this is not small money. It's a lot of money that you must keep aside, that you must set aside. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying a lot of people then don't have this emergency fund, and they think it's not doable, and they think it's not important. I am telling you, it is very, very important that you have an emergency account. So I think I've spoke about 4 points. Let me recap. Number one, I spoke about shares, that please do buy shares in the stock market, and I've explained why. Number two, I spoke about live below your means. If you are getting paid 10,000, try to live off of at least 8,000 and keep aside 2,000. I know it's difficult, but I've given you solutions. Number three, I have spoken about what? Uh, Having an emergency fund. It's very, very important. Number four, right now, I think I was talking about don't leave your job. Don't leave your job for a business before saving. Start your business while you are in the job. I know some people who are gonna say, Msizi, the policy at my work is that I can't start a business while I'm working. Then you know what to do. Start with saving. Save money first. Save as much as you can. Then so that when you leave your job, you have enough money to sustain you to start the business. Because along the way, I'm telling you, I'm in business. I've been in business for a very long time. I started my business in 2014. How long is that? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 23. So I've been in business for 8 years. But formally, 2017, I said eight minus three. Yeah. So that means what? I've been in, guys, okay, 17, 18. 2023. 6 years. All right. So formally registered, having website, having offices, it's been 6 years. Guess what? I don't know how many times I've fallen down. Even now, I don't have offices. I work virtually. So it's so difficult, guys, running a business. Me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'll be vulnerable because if I pretend to be doing so well in a business, I'll be fooling you, and I won't be helpful to you. So I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you about my life and about my own experience in the business world. It is so difficult to the point that sometimes you just feel like say, what about just fixing my CV once and just go back to work and apply? Because that's how difficult it gets. But you like, nah, shit, man, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm just gonna keep pushing. It's not easy, but I'm gonna keep trying. So look, starting a business, guys, is not easy. But let's move on. Um, retirement. A retirement, guys, it's something that, let me just talk about my people, black people. It's something that they don't take care of. When they retire, they would likely to retire to rely uh, on the government grant. You know what? That's the problem. A lot of people like to rely on government grant, and I made a video before where I was telling people that this retirement, this grant should be for old people and disabled people, no one else. This money, it must be for sickly people, old people, disabled people. Those are the only people who deserve this money, not children. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, Msizi, you don't think this through. These people are not working. Where are they gonna find jobs? That's the problem. By the way, that's a topic for another day. I know we're gonna fight if I were to start this conversation. But if we are being honest, you don't need government to help you to raise your kids. You don't. But that's a topic. I know it's big, and I would need to have a session on its own just to talk about this. But it's a topic for another day. I am saying have a retirement plan. In your retirement plan, uh, make sure that you have plans first. Write down your plans in terms of when you retire, what are you going to be focusing on? What are you going to be doing when you have retired? That is very important. Number one, it's goals. Number two, how much money do you need when you retire? How much money do you need when you retire? That's number two. Number three, when are you retiring? I made a whole video about a whole live about retirement. In fact, the last one I had was about retirement. So I am asking you, do you have a retirement account? Are you putting money aside for your retirement, my friends? And I know a lot of people don't even think about this. And okay, fine. If you're working, yes, your work or your job is putting some money aside for your retirement. But do you know that you can top up that money by investing elsewhere, where you'll only get that money when you retire? You get the money from your job, but you also get this. The thing is about the money that you get from your job, it's normally not a lot of money. And let me tell you these statistics. That money doesn't last long for so many people. I would say 90% of people who are getting that retirement money or lump sum, it does not last. The reason why it does not last is because these guys, when they get it, they now start to splash it. Some of these guys, they haven't seen such a lot of money in their life, in their entire life. So when they get these 100,000, they're like, damn, what can I do? Then they splash it. Well, some they would do like really good things, but after that, after they've built that house, after they've renovated, now they don't have money to sustain themselves. So, we need to be optimistic and to be forward thinking. It's very, very important that when you are investing, you invest for your retirement and the money that is going to sustain you for the longest time. Let me tell you this, the life expectancy in in the world, it's tricky in the world, let's just say in the country. I think 80 years life expectancy is around the 80 years, ne? If I'm not, if but now guys we are dying. Fuck. We are really really dying, so now it's bad. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you are retiring maybe at 60 or 65, you still have what you still have 15 years or 20 years or 30 years to live after retiring. Some people want to retire when they are 50, some people want to retire even much earlier. Do you have enough money that will sustain you throughout? Because you know what retirement means. It means you are no longer actively working. You are no longer, going to that job. You are just chilling and you are getting money, from your savings, your investments, your businesses, whatever else. So I'm saying to you guys, please look into retirement next year. Please have your retirement in order. Invest some money towards your retirement. All right, so let's move on. What else did I talk about? Assets. So I said, guys, please have asset. Do you guys mind if I open the lights? Please give me 1 minute. It's dark. All right. Okay. Setting up my lighting yana here. All right. What am I talking about? Assets. So I always talk about assets, and when I talk about assets, I talk about two types of assets. I talk about electronic or digital assets, and then I also talk about physical assets. All the time, these are two things that I always talk about: digital assets and physical assets. And I'm going to explain them just now. Let me look at the comments here. Well said, Msizi. Onendlebo Zozo Siyabong. That is Ubosai. You're welcome. Maaya. Eh, Upumelelo is saying, Lamin, how do I know the legit shares in the stock market? We have a lot of scammers that we must avoid. Can you assist? All right, I'm going to repeat this question because I think it's going to help a lot of you guys. So, Upumelelo is saying, how do I know the legit shares in the stock market? We have a lot of scammers that we must avoid. Can you assist? So, number one, it's not about shares, it's about the platform that you are using. Because once you are in the right platform, the shares that are there that are listed, there is no way they are scammers. So let's be clear in the lingo, because the lingo must mislead people. So there are no uh, uh, kuthiwa yini nasinye isigazi mina sibuye siphela angeke ngiqamba manga. There are no illegal shares in the registered or regulated company or broker. So it's the platform, it's people who are creating companies or whatever, and then they are saying they are selling that, and then you would find that that thing is not legit. So let me explain then. How do you know? When you want to invest in the stock market, you need to look for a company that is, number one, financially licensed and regulated as a financial service provider. They must have an FSP number. That's the first thing that you must check. The companies have the banks, I mean, have FSP number, financial service provider number. That number is the most important number because they answer to the board of direct. They answer to the regulatory board. What is it called? There's South Africa. It's financial. But I know it's a Pretoria. I've seen their offices in Pretoria. Anyway, um, that's the board that actually regulates. It actually makes sure that these guys they don't misuse their power, they don't scam investors and all of that. So you guys, there's so much going on in the regulatory side of things. But what I'm trying to say is, how do you check if the company is legit? You need to look at the registered number. And by the way, you can take that number and go to this website. I need to give you the name of this website because now I forget it and it's very important. Financial re- South Africa. I will tell you now the name of this board because now I forget it. Oh, it's FSCA. FSCA. That's the board that all these institutions they must register under. They must be registered as financial service provider. They must register the securities that they are going to offer, meaning the shares, the ETFs, the unit trust, whatever else that they bring in. Some these things they have their own categories. Guys, I'm not gonna go on the legal side of this thing. All I'm saying is look at the FSP number to see whether the company that you are registering in, is legit. That's all I can say for now. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about assets. I think I've answered the issue of scammers. Guys, if someone inboxes you, if you get an inbox, someone telling you that they are going to make you money, the first question that you must ask yourself, what the fuck are they doing in my inboxes telling me about making money? If they can make money themselves, why are they coming to my inbox and telling me that they're going to make me money? Why are they not making money themselves? So please stop entertaining people who are inboxing you. Someone who comes to you and tell you that, hey, Msizi, we're gonna make you one, two, three. They are desperate for your money, not that they're going to make you money elsewhere. So it's simple like that, guys. Don't be scammed. If someone comes to you and say, put 1,000 or told us 10,000, how is that gonna happen? Because personally, I know all the vehicles that make people money, and a platform that can make people that much money, what, 1,000% profit, it can only, and this happens once in a lifetime, it's a business. But when you talk about other vehicles of investing, it can't give you that much profit. And you know what, guys, let's just not fall for scammers. And I'm done talking about these scammers. Please have assets that you own. Let's talk about uh, digital assets first. What are digital assets? It could be anything that you sell online. You don't have to have a physical copy that you give to people. This is a physical asset. A book is an asset, by the way. If we buy this, we buy this lady's knowledge. We buy uh, whatever that she wrote about, her ideas, her views, whatever else. So that's what we are buying. It's her product. This is a product, and it's a tangible product. I can touch it. However, she can also turn this into a digital product. Now, the advantage of having this product as both physical and digital is that the digital one is for the global community, whereas this one may be for it may be easily accessible for a local community. So what am I saying to you? Digital assets, their advantage is that you can sell it across the world. And that's how right now people are making a lot of money. Guys, I'm into the digital products myself. there is so much money to be made in that platform, because you create a platform, a product once, and then you sell it 1,000 times. This person wrote this book once. They probably spent maybe years or months writing it, but they did it once. But this product is now maybe produced 1,000 times, been sold maybe to 1,000 people. So that's the beauty of products. You do it once, and then it continues to sustain you for long. So what am I saying to you? Please have products that you have, that you sell, that you make money from. I cannot overemphasize it. I cannot. So please have product. If I can think of other digital products, it could be ebooks, diaries. Uh, there's this thing called print on demand. It's quite big. And let me tell you something about digital product, guys. They are very, very cost effective. You don't even need a lot of money to start them. You don't need money to start these things. So it's very, very important to start the digital product, because you don't need a lot of money to start them. I'm going to make an example. To create a book, you need a laptop and your brain, and you write. If it's going to be electronic, after that, you just upload it. That's it. You are done. So you've wasted your time and your skills. That's it. You did not pay any money. It's your laptop. You probably bought it long time ago, and you use it for different things anyway. So it's cost effective. Maybe the thing that you can pay for is proofreading. You can pay for that. Maybe you can also pay for designing of maybe cover page or whatever else. But mostly, guys, it's very cheap to produce electronic thingy. I was talking about print on demand. Print on demand is, let's say I'm advertising this t-shirt. You see it, ne? I won't print it. I will put it up on my social media platform and say, hey guys, I'm selling this t-shirt. I don't even have one that is printed. Only when you pay me, that's when I will go and print the t-shirt and keep the profit. That is print on demand. That's what it's called. That's the model that people are now using to make money online. You print something as people need it. You don't print and keep it in bulk, because you might waste thousand printing those t-shirt, printing those things, and then people don't want them. So you don't want that. So there is this thing called print on demand. I need you guys to go and Google it. Go on YouTube, check what is print on demand. Go on Google, check what is print on demand, and understand it very well. I don't have much time to explain all of these things in details. I'm just giving you guys, you know, just an overview of these things. Um, so digital product, guys, there are so many. I can't even think of them. Selling templates, selling logos, uh, uh, template of maybe a CV template, a reports template, email templates. So many things, guys, that you can sell online. Believe it or not, there are so many people out there who have terrible CVs. You can give them your CV, you can email them your CV, you can sell it, even if you can sell it for 20 Rand or for 50 Rand. If you get, let's say, a month, you get like 100 people who are buying that CV. That's something. So, and you did it once. Remember that you did a CV maybe long time ago. You spend hours or maybe few days creating that template, and then after that, you keep selling to people. They keep coming, and then you sell it to them. That's the beauty of the digital products. There's so many, I can't even think of them right now. Let's go to physical assets. On the physical side, guys, I am suggesting that please buy a tangible product. And I can tell you now that physical products are expensive to start with, but they can make you, potentially they can make you ridiculous amount of money in a long time. And their advantage is that people can see it. People can, feel it. They can, you know, verify whatever it is. So I always make examples of having a flat. Having a flat, guys, is one of the best advantages. Have a flat and rent it out. If you can buy a flat, if you can't, then look at other assets. Other asset that I normally talk about is buy an equipment. You know, there are people who have an machine, machine yokumba, abo labo mabhabhadlele, papa what, mombambata lo. Now they have those machines, and then they rent them out to people who have tenders. They rent them out to people. Yabona ngasemakhaya ne, if unalo mshini wokumba amatshe, and then they, I think, maybe there is a funeral, and then they are trying to dig a tombstone, and then they can't, a grave or tombstone, yeah, they're trying to dig a grave, and then they can't because maybe kuna match, then they borrow that machine, and then you would have made money from that. Have a mat end, have tents, and then put people inside. You rent them out. Have event equipment, rent it out. Guys, have you ever realized that every weekend there are events in the world? Every weekend, either it's raining or not raining, there is always an event somewhere. Even in your village, there is definitely an event, at least every weekend. It may not be in your close community, but somewhere out there, there is an event. So what am I saying to you? Have equipments, anything. I can't even think of so many. Like there's so many equipment, man, but I can't really think of the items right now out loud. But I have them. If you buy my book, you'll find them. If you buy my course, you'll find all of this information anyway. But yeah, these are just some of the things that you can do, and they can make you ridiculous amount of money. I can promise you that much. What else did I talk about that day that I haven't touched on? A will and a trust. So a will and a trust, guys. So first, let me explain what is a will, what is a trust. A will is a document that you write. It's a legal document. Let's start there. It's a legal document that you write, and you put down your wishes. If right now I die and I have money in investments, I have my business, I have my asset, what do I want my assets, to how do I want my asset to be distributed? To who and how and when? I can do that through a will. So a will, guys, ngiye ngithi mengikhuluma ngithi iyimvalamlomo, because when people are fighting and there is a piece of document that has been left, it's a good document to refer to say, okay, you guys are talking and you are talking shit, but what did this person said about their assets? Then when they look at that document, it's going to tell them how they must do certain things. When we die, some of us, you know we don't share our passwords, and no one knows our passwords. And then if you die, it's so difficult to access that money. um, our social media accounts, all of that information, you can put it in the will to say, if I die, guys, I have certain amount of money that is invested on easy equities. I have certain money that is in the bank. These are my pin, and you hide that document. You hide it. If you can, you can even give it to your lawyer, or you can do whatever. But you can hide it even under your mattress or wherever. I don't know. You can hide it. If you have a safe, you can put it in a safe. But all I'm saying is a will is very important, and black people don't have wills. And it's a sad part because we fight over even like silly things, when people die. We fight over cars, we fight over furniture, we fight over this and that. Some people want a house. The person never said who's going to take the house when they die. Hey, kumixene nje, it's a mess. So, these are things that you must put down on your will. Who must take this, and how and when they must take it. So that's what the will does. It just tell people what you want to be done. And guys, in a will, you can even say how you want your funeral to be done. You can write everything. You can even write your own program. These are people that you want to talk in your funeral. I know these are scary stuff, guys, but we're gonna die at some point. So these are things that you must prepare for it anyway. So you must say who do you want to talk in your funeral, your pastor. How is the program gonna go? Eh, anything, even songs maybe you want them to sing. If they respect you enough, they will read this and then they will know. So you know what? Those are things that you can prepare in your will. Now, what is a trust? A trust is a uh, trust is a bit complicated. Let me start there because a trust is a. I'm trying to find a word of summarizing what a trust is. It's an entity. A trust is an entity that you open, and then things are no longer under your personal name. So they are not under your ID number. They are under the trust. The trust is not owned by anybody. There is someone who oversees it. There are people who are beneficiaries of it, but it does not belong to an individual. A business, guys, is an entity. A business is it's a thing that is like me and you. So they can fire me in my own business, you know that. They can. So a business is an entity and it runs itself and it should run itself. So as a trust is an entity, where you guys control all assets under. And there's a principal who oversees everything. But now, what is a good thing about a trust? Or what's the advantage of having a trust? A trust is good for these reasons. Let's say you die right now and you had debts. You know that those debts, the first thing they do, they look at assets you have and then they repossess them. Then, boom, they pay all those things. If things are under the trust, they can't even touch them because they are not yours. So, a trust protects your assets, and so a trust is also good for generational wealth because these assets don't belong to anybody. They belong to the clan, to the family, to the name of the family, but not to an individual. No one can claim these assets. No one can claim these. They can be easily passed down. That is how generational wealth is created. So if you ask why white people, they keep on having money, it's because of trust, and it's because they normally use life cover a lot. In their life cover, that's where they make money. They get money from the life cover, and then that money gets passed down to the generation. Number one, we hardly have life covers. You know, pay for a life cover that will cough out 1 million rand when you die, so that the people that are left behind have money to sustain them. You know, think about that. If there is only one insurance product that I can recommend to people, it is a life cover. Hey, but be careful who do you tell about your life cover, because these people might kill you for your money. Anyway, um, that's a trust. That's what a trust is for, and it's very important. I know it's costly to maintain it, but it's something that I'm telling you, it's something to look at. It's something that is part of creating wealth. If you are creating wealth, you put pillars around you, you put things in place that are going to help you to easily create wealth. One of those things, it is having a trust, because a trust has a protection. It protects your asset. It plays a certain role in your life and in your finances. That's the gist of it. That's what it does. um what else? Please, guys, comment what else I haven't spoken about. Did i cover everything that I said I'm going to talk about? Tell me in the comments, did I leave anything? I'm trying to think, but I think I've covered pretty much everything that I said I'm going to talk about for next year. So while you guys are typing, this is what I want to say. In summary, I am saying, please sort out your finances. And your finances constitute of all these things that I've mentioned. I'm going to repeat all of them. Number one, creating wealth is about having multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. You can't be successful and get money from one place. No, I'm gonna say this, and I know as much as it sounds very painful, but it's true. Uh, I'm gonna start it in a negative way. No one becomes successful while working for someone. No one becomes extremely successful when they're still working for people. In saying that, this is what I want to say then. The only people who actually make millions from their jobs are the people in the management position. And ask yourself, how long does it take you to be in the managerial position? It takes you long time. So if you really want to make millions while you're working for someone, by the way, guys, please, I know, we are being criticized that we ridicule jobs. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to talk about the multiple streams of income. So I'm not saying don't work. I'm just telling you how life works, how money works, how wealth is created. So please, I'm not saying leave your job, and I'm not ridiculing your job. I'm not saying anything of that sort. I'm just telling you the principle of money and the principle of life. So I'm then saying, um, your job will not make you a millionaire. Your job will not make you a millionaire, especially even in the senior position, in the managerial position. It's not going to be a lot of money that you make there. You can make 100,000s, but your expenses are going to be as much as the money that you are making. So you must have multiple streams of income while you're working. Have shares that are making you money, have assets that are making you money, have a business side hustle that is making you money, have things that are making you money. That's the first thing. So I'm saying next year, don't rely on that salary, don't rely on that job. If you think, there is this one guy, I can't remember his name, Ulo, Nightingale. He said, if you think your job is going to make you successful, and if you think you have a security, if you are working for someone, you are fooling yourself, because you think you are permanent. Next time they retrench, and then you are out of your job. So don't be too comfortable in your job. Please try to have multiple streams of income. That's the first thing I'm saying. Number two, please try and live beyond below your means. Try to save as much money as possible. Have emergency funds. Please have a retirement plan. Have a will in place. Have read books, man. Read books. Read books. Read books. I can't overemphasize this importance of reading books, guys. It's so important to have these pieces of information with you all the time, because someone who wrote this book is giving you probably their 10-year experience in the financial sector. I have been teaching people about personal finance for some time now, for years. And over the years, I study, I learn, I experience. When I come here, open up all these devices, and I tell you these things, believe it or not, it's my experience. It's something that I've been doing for some time, and I'm now sharing it with you. Guess what? I'm sharing my experience, I'm sharing my time with you, and I'm giving you valuable information. That took me time, studying, doing, understanding, learning, and all of that. But I come here and I give you guys this information for free like this. So it's important to understand, when we come here and give you this information, where is it coming from? It really comes from the experiences that we have had. If I tell you about a business that it's difficult to start a business, I have been in a business. This shit is difficult, guys. I'm not saying it because I'm trying to scare the next person who wants to start a business. I am saying, if you want to start a business, just know it is not easy. Trust me, it's not even easy when you are making millions up there. There's always problem in a business. Those people are scrutinized every day. Their finances, the auditing, the PR, everything at a larger scale. It's also stressful. Tina, down here, supply chains difficult, competition, things are expensive, saturation, market, it's so difficult. You have to start with your reputation. You need to build it. You need to build trust with people because they don't know you. Right now, you can go to ShopRite. They don't have to persuade you. They've been around. You know them. You see the name. You're like, you know what? Now I know this guy. I know this guy. And then psychologically, they're here. Every time when you think about something, if you want to buy, a braai pekanyana, a rice, you know where to go. You know abo Woolworths and whatnot. So they've built that. Mean I need to first convince you why you must come to me. So, as a small business, there's a lot of work that you need to do, but also they have their own problems. What am I saying? I'm saying, yeah, start a business, but just know that, it has its own level of difficulty. Um, in every level, it would never stop. Of course, you will make money along the way, but there's also things that you would keep on maintaining as you go, good and bad. So, yeah. Look, that's it from me. I've been live for an hour now. Uh, Share how to get your book. Is it a soft copy or hard copy, and how much? All right, so it's time for me to sell. Ngiyadlala, I'm not selling. I'm gonna give you information about few things. Number one, let me look at the dates for this before I say it. Um, wait. So next month, guys, next month in January, let's say January 6th, it'll be on Saturday. I like doing events on Saturday because I don't know, people they are not working, but you can suggest it. Do you think Friday or Saturday is good? But I always like Saturdays. Anyway, on the 6th of January, I'm going to have a webinar where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to invest in the stock market. I'm going to open the platforms. I'm going to show you from registering to buying shares to analyzing shares, to owning a portfolio and everything. We want to start there. The next thing, we're going to look at the budgeting, how to budget. The third thing, we're going to look at how to pay off your debts. If you are in debt, how can we make sure that you get out of those debts? Number three, we're going to look at assets and what are the best assets that you can try to have. So basically, I'm going to be preparing you for 2024 financially. I'm going to be teaching you guys in that webinar how to invest. The webinar is going to be 300 Rand to join. It's exclusive information. Everything that I normally share on my live, they are quite broad, my overviews, but in my personalized sessions, I tend to go deeper. I tend to go down and try and be more explicit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Please book a seat. It's gonna be online. Don't worry. It's gonna be online. Uh, we're gonna be using Google Teams, Google Meet. So if you want to be part of it, it's 300 Rand. You can send me a message, a WhatsApp message. I'm sure you guys know my number by now. In case you don't, it is 082 9368649. A webinar on the 6th of January. So let's start learning, guys. Let's start the year on a high note. Let's not start the year drunk. Let's start the year, with solid plans. Let's start the year with tangible ideas. So let's get pumped up. It's 300 Rand. Send me a WhatsApp. I'm going to give you the details, the link, and everything. That's the first thing that I want to say. The second thing is my book. Undlovu Tabang is asking me, how much is my book? The book that I have, A Road to a Million, is is it 300 rand? Now I don't even know the price. Is it 300 rand, guys? Ne? Yeah, I think it's 300. Yes, it is 300 rand. The book, shooting out 300. So the book is 300 rand, a hard copy. Of course, the soft copy, you can get it. If you want a soft copy, you can pay 250 now, and then boom, it's gonna be, the 50 rand is for ilo, it's for courier fees. So when you pay 300 rand, it includes courier fees in this 300 rand. So if you want a soft copy, it's 250. If you want a hard copy, it's 300 rand. That's the book that I wrote that has everything that you need to know about finances, about making money, about I like everything. And then there's another short book that I wrote. This short book, I spoke about it earlier on. It's about stock market alone. It's just looking at the stock market, understanding investing. This one, it is 250. Uh, Again, you can get it as a soft copy. You can get it as a hard copy. But hard copies, you'll probably get it next year, of course, because of holidays. And then lastly, I have a financial notebook. It's where you'll put down your financial plans, your monthly expenses, what you paid for, tracking down your credit record, your credit score. You'll track down. Oh, guys, there's a lot in that financial thing. How much is it? I can't remember the prices, guys. Yo, I'm so bad with remembering my products. Um, but you can find them on social media. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it, I think, on link on Instagram. The prices are there for all of these products. I would highly recommend you guys to have them. If you want all of them, of course, you'll get a deduction, you'll get a better deal. But if you want each of them, then you'll pay individually. So these are things that I'm having, I'm selling, and then we have a webinar. Then I think it's gonna be on the 6th. And then let's teach each other, guys, about money. Let's grow together. Let's see where this life is taking us. But you know what? I'm positive we're gonna grow, and we're gonna be better people going forward. So yeah. Um, there's someone who wants to come in here. I think maybe they want to ask a question or something. I don't know. So yeah. What else? Okay, maybe let's wait for this person. But while we are waiting, um, please read other books. There are a few books that I also want to recommend that personally they have helped me as a person. It's Think and Grow Rich. Hi, Unjani. Hello. Hi, Untlantl. Ntlantla. Hi, Ntlantla.
Hello,
Hi, Unjani.
Benjamin.
Yeah, Pila. Do you have a question?
No, I am really interested. I need that book.
Okay.
How to buy it? Where? How?
So, guys, if you want to buy my book, my details, you send me WhatsApp, and then I will send you the account details. You pay, you give me your address, and then I will ship it next year. But if you want a soft copy, I will email it probably by tomorrow. So if you want a soft copy, you'll get it immediately. If you want a hard copy, of course you're gonna have to wait for shipping. So if you want the banking details, ngicela WhatsApp, and then ngizokusendela my banking details, and then you can pay for the book. Kuyazwakala sis?
Yazwakala kahle kakhulu. Thank you.
Yeah, so ngicela ungisendele WhatsApp. I'm not sure if unayo inamba yami, but if ungangisendele WhatsApp, then I'll think I'll give you the details.
So la nginayo inamba yakho bengithi ngizoyibheka la after,
Oh, okay.
but you can give it to me.
Uma unayo into yokubhala ithi 082.
Ngibambela kancane.
Oh,
I'll tell you when I'm ready.
all right, sure. All right. While Esapegi Pen, I was talking about books that I want you guys to have. It's Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. That book, guys, I've been reading it for so long. Like I keep going back and read it again and again and again and again. That's like my number one favorite book. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's my best book. The second book that I love is The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon. I love that book so much. And this week I've been reading the book is Secrets. Now I keep repeating it because I don't know, there's something about repeating a book. You mustn't read a book once and then you think you know it. You know, if in a movie, if you watch a movie the first time, you are figuring out a lot of things. But if you watch it the second time, there are so many things that you watch or that you see that you missed on the first time. So what am I saying? Please keep on reading the book. Don't read a book once and then you think you're done. Anyway, the third book is The Secret. The Secret, guys, it's a book that is going to help you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's going to align you. That book, I love it so much because it talks about a part of spirituality. It talks about subconscious mind. It talks about attracting things. You know, it's quite a broad book in terms of attracting things that you want in your life. So I think it's much spiritual than anything. So please check that book out. It's one of the books I love. The other book that I love is The Rich Dad Poor Dad. That book is quite good, guys. I know it's one of the famous finance book, but it does the job. That's why it's famous. It's famous because it's easy. So okay, and the number is 082 93 68 649. 082 93 68 649. And then please send me a WhatsApp. I will send you the account details. And then you let me know if you want to buy a hard copy or soft copy. If it's a hard copy, please send the thing, the address, so that I can ship it whenever we are ready. I'm going to communicate with you guys when I'm going to start doing the first shipping. I know there are people who have bought this book even when I was still buying it. They were still, they were buying the book. So I'm going to batch send to all of you guys same time next year, early next year. I believe in the first or second week of Jan, I'm gonna be shipping the books out. So yeah, that's my number for the books. So I'm selling three things. Number one, I'm selling the book, which is The Road to a Million. The second one is a short book. It's just a shorter nyana one. It's about the stock market. If you want to understand the stock market, I've tailor made it for like based on the people that have come to my sessions, and then I've tried to make it easier for them. The third one is the notebook. The notebook, you write down the things, you track your finances monthly. I've made it easy for you to write down all your expenses, all your groceries, all your, everything. Like, guys, kunama vision boards lapaya. You can put your vision board to, okay, these are the things that I want to achieve in a relationship, personal relationship, friends, what. These are the things that I want to achieve in my career, the skills that you want to have. I mean, there's so many things that I try to cover. So you put those things down and then you keep tracking them if you are actually succeeding in doing those things. So, I mean, I think the guide is also quite, I mean, the notebook is quite good as well. Please check it out. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it I want to say for today. Thank you so much, guys, for being wonderful. everywhere on TikTok. Thank you guys. You guys are always wonderful. You're always there. You're always giving me the best. On Facebook, right now, my Facebook, they're giving me so much love. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. And then I'm still growing on YouTube. I was not a YouTube person. Only now I'm trying to grow it, but also I keep seeing some progress there as well. I want to thank people who are on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support and everything. Look, I'm gonna see you guys. I think I'm gonna have another live. You know what? I wanted to talk about politics, analyze it. I made a video, and then I think I'm not gonna post that video. It's very controversial. Uh, do you guys know what is my problem with politics? My problem is that we don't understand it. So I wanted to break it down to people. So I don't know when I'm gonna get time to do that because we are voting, but we don't really understand what we are doing and the impact of politics globally, nationally, and locally. We don't know what it means to vote. We know how to vote, but we don't know what it means in a deeper level. So, I mean, there's so much that actually goes on, in that. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe one time I will get time to talk about politics. I just don't get time to talk about it because every time when I talk about it, I think I just go off the tangent. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I will see you. I think I'll be live and talk about something else as we go until go to the next year, and then we'll keep doing this job. We'll keep coming together here and supporting one another. Anyway, for now, good night. All the best. Guys, Cape Town, eh? What's the time now? Or 8. Ikhona kuba mnyama manje. Like, le ndawo kade injani? Hlezi kukhanya nje la. All right, bye.